Welcome to Your City Connections, where you get to meet entertaining and informative guests. Guests such as an artist with a brush or with a camera, and guests with a violin. City Connections, providing insightful interviews with favorite son Lieutenant Governor Todd Lamb. To city commissioners, the mayor. Interviews with a rodeo queen, to beauty queen, and even a NBA player. Now, join Steve Kime as he discusses another engaging topic on City Connections.
Welcome to City Connections. It's good to see you again. I'm Steve Kime, and it seems like I say this every week. I just have the really unique pleasure of meeting great folks from across the state. They have a connection to Enid or Northwest Oklahoma, and that's the case today. We have Bobbi Castor and brother Chris, a brother and sister team that is with us here in the ETN studios. Both of you, welcome to the studio today. Thank you for being here. And right off the bat, just tell us what your connection to Northwest Oklahoma is. I think there's the Woodward connection, right?
Yes. We both are from Woodward, grew up in Woodward, and so Enid's close, and it's like if I was in high school, wanted to take a trip to eat Chili's, Enid.
Yeah.
So that's the connection there. We've been around Northwest Oklahoma for a long time.
Well, you're definitely the dynamic duo of a musical duo, and I understand that you auditioned for American Idol. And I think American Idol's been on for, what, a decade now? I mean, it's amazing how many years, but tell us about that experience, Bobbi.
Yeah. I actually auditioned when I was 16. I went with Chris and our other brother, Daniel, who's the middle child, and he's crazy. So the three of us.
Now, this is on tape, so you've just called him crazy on tape?
Well, that's okay. Everybody knows it.
Okay.
He would admit it. But yeah, it was a really fun experience. We all just kind of went for fun. You know, we didn't really have any expectations of how the process was going to go or anything, but it was fun. I loved it.
Was there thousands of your closest friends there as well auditioning?
Oh,
how many
my
people?
Goodness. Well, where did we go? Like Kansas City?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
there was a ton of people there.
Yeah, they just herd them through like cattle. You just sing 30 seconds, you're done, end of the line.
So after your 30 seconds, how do you know that you can move forward or not? I mean, I guess they just say you go this way or you go that direction? Is that?
Yeah, so they say, okay, if they're interested, they'll say sing something else.
Okay.
And when they ask you to sing a second time, you know, okay, it's possible I may go through. We didn't get to ask twice to sing twice, but Daniel, our brother, who was making a joke out of the whole thing, got asked to sing 2 times. So that's kind of how that whole thing went down, but it was fun. It was a good time.
Well, Chris, recently there was this speakers ball that was held in Enid at the Enid Event Center. We had 850 legislative type folks and their guests come to the event center and to just really celebrate the new legislative year, if you will. And I know Enid's own Lieutenant Governor Todd Lamb was very pleased to host the event. But Chris, you and Bobbi got to perform at the Speakers Ball, 850 plus folks. Tell us about that experience. Was that the first time in the event center for you to perform?
Yeah, I was really excited to be there. It was, I honestly didn't even have any idea that an event center of that scale was here in Enid, and it's super nice. And
you and several other folks.
Yes, yeah. But it was great. Everybody was really nice, very helpful. The staff there was awesome. We had a wonderful time that evening. I only played on the end song with Bobbi, but she was performing the whole evening with the rest of the band, and I had a great time just hanging out and talking to people and watching the musicians perform, and it was just a wonderful time, wonderful evening.
Well, the Enid Event Center is really one of the crown jewels for the Enid community, and I met numerous individuals from the Oklahoma City area. I think they expected they were coming to a really highly decorated high school gym or something. They had no idea that the event center was that lavish, that decorated, that large, and that impressive. So again, it's a great opportunity for us to showcase here in Enid what the event center is all about and to host 850 of your closest friends and so forth. Well, I was introduced, ladies and gentlemen, to a song called Ode to OK. That's O-D-E to OK, Ode to OK. I did say that right.
Yeah.
Ode to OK. And at the Speakers Ball, everyone had the opportunity to watch this video entitled Ode to OK. And that really made a connection with me. I'm homegrown from Oklahoma. Perry's my hometown, and I'm very proud of our state, and I'd like to be an ambassador for our state. Tell us about, I think it was a joint venture. I think you did the lyrics, you came up with the lyrics, and I think maybe Chris, you did the graphics part of it. But just tell us a little bit about the Ode to OK. How did it originate?
Well, I remember I was fixing to make a move from Woodward, and I wasn't sure where I wanted to go, but I wanted to move to pursue music. And I actually had a conversation with a friend that lives in Oklahoma City, and he had encouraged me to move to Oklahoma City. And he started saying all of these good things about what's happening in Oklahoma, and I was looking at going, you know, different places like LA or Nashville. And so kind of making a list of things that are great about Oklahoma turned into a song. And so I remember Chris came over one day, and I just started playing a little chorus of the song for him. And Chris has always been super encouraging about songwriting and pursuing that, and he just said, yeah, keep working on it, and you know, let's see what happens. And after I moved to the city, I finished up the song, I sent it to Chris, I sent it to another friend of mine, and they were like, okay, let's do something with this, you know, let's get it recorded. And my friend Graham Colton produced the song for me, and then we got it recorded. Chris made an amazing video for it, and then we just released it, and people have been so awesome and wonderful and supportive of the song, and yeah, it's been great.
Well, I think it really speaks to everyone's heart, and it really spoke to me. And catchy lyrics, but it really does represent Oklahoma, and so you can really tell it's a heartfelt video. And I want to encourage people, you can go to YouTube and key in or type in Ode to OK for you to watch the entire video. It's very impressive. But for right now, we get to hear live and in person Bobbi Castor along with their brother Chris, and they're going to perform for you right now, Ode to OK. Let's listen in.
They say out here in the country, we just work to get that money. Oil rigs, diamond rings, fancy cars, those lavish things. But I would beg to differ that. Get your horse, I'll grab my hat, and we'll go ride this land together, come what may, through any weather. Strongest wind, waterfall, red sunset, we've seen it all. Hey, get your bow and arrow out, we'll go round and paint the town. And I'll come sweeping down the plain, my heart with the wind away. I'll go, we're all doing okay. Well, befriend a foe, befriend a neighbor. Don't know such thing as a stranger. Make amends, shed a tear, my brother, you are welcome here. That's what the state has taught me best. Put God first and love the rest. I bet all my money moving to LA. I even set my sights upon that Nashville stage. Loved a city boy for 2 whole years. Packed my bags but settled here, 'cause I'll come sweeping down the plain, my heart with the wind away. I'll go, and we're all doing okay. Oh, the open lake, so grand, the rolling hills that stand there, splendor to unravel. And I know I could travel the world, though I've never have my eyes seen such beauty hidden in this land. And we fell apart, we faced the fire. Life gets rough, but we look higher. Can't put price on heart and soul. Stay true to what you call your home. My Oklahomies everywhere. Let's get loud. Let's get proud. To the world, we're gonna sing it out. Oh, and I'll come sweeping down the plain. My heart with the winds away, I'll go. We're all doing okay, and I'll come sweeping down the plain. My heart with the winds away, I'll go. We're all doing okay. LA, HOMA, Oklahoma.
Again, that was Bobbi and Chris Castor with Ode to OK. Well, Bobbi, let me ask you this. It seems like you're very diverse in your musical selections. Let's talk about mentors or inspirations. You said you've been singing since you were 3 months old, okay, way back when. Tell us about some of the people that have influenced you.
Yeah, well, I definitely have had great family members that have pushed me to pursue. Chris has been a huge part of why I'm doing what I'm doing to pursue music. He's always, just since I've been little, just pushed me to learn more, to work hard, and to do that. But honestly, I mean, there's a lot of people that I would say have been mentors and inspirations. Of course, I love writers and singers like LeAnn Rimes. I grew up with that. I also love Beyonce. I mean, the genres are just very, diverse. But I would have to say, I just have had really good family and friends that have not only supported my dream, but also just been good accountability, encouragement, and people of character that have just pushed me to do that.
It seems like when many artists are interviewed and they talk about the beginning of their singing careers, they say, well, it all started in the church choir. How about you? Did you sing in the choir at church or at school and things of this nature, or were you just kind of by yourself? Or?
Well, our parents at the church we grew up in, they both helped lead music. Okay. And so I would say that's a huge part of it. I mean, usually church atmospheres are very welcoming, and people are always, giving you compliments if you sing a little special or something. And we've always had that, and people have always been so sweet about what we're doing, and so that has a huge part of it, for sure.
Our special guest today on City Connections is Bobbi Castor along with Chris, and I encourage you to go to their website. You can learn about Bobbi and the things that she's involved in, and also Chris. And as I was snooping around, I call it research and investigation on Chris, I noticed he produces a lot of videos and the graphic side of things, but he's also a painter. And he's done some very impressive portraits. And when we talk about that, Chris, where did this, I can't paint by numbers, as they say. You are very gifted.
Thank you.
To paint the portraits that you do. And if you go to the website, you'll see what I mean by gifted. Tell us about, how did you get started in the painting? Has it always been there, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like music in our family, I've always just drawn or doodled. As I was growing up, I drew comic book characters and things like that. And, but yeah, I've just always just been into art, and as I just grew in my abilities there, I started pursuing learning more about that, schools and classes in school, and then in college I also have a Bachelor in Fine Arts emphasis in painting, so yeah.
Well, if you go to Chris's website, you'll see some of the work that he's done. He has a page there on some of the portrait he's done. And recently, Chris, you had the privilege of doing a live painting, and you may explain to our viewers live painting is all about. But it was for Kevin Durant and his foundation and a fundraising event. Tell us about that experience and what live painting is all about.
Yeah, live painting is a pretty unique thing, actually. As far as I'm aware of, I haven't seen too many people do it, but I was invited to Kevin Durant's first charity foundation event and got to paint during the event. I had started some of it before and got to finish it that night, and then they auctioned it off at the event. And so just a huge opportunity for me to really meet some great people, meet some of the Thunder players, and I'm just extremely blessed to have been a part of that.
Bobby, your sister sent me a picture from that live event. I noticed you're not near as tall as Kevin Durant.
not near quite, yeah.
6'11" is really 6'11"
Yes,
for the
yeah,
guy, isn't it? It's very impressive. Well, you've also been involved in other fundraising events, and you did a portrait with Phil and Kay Robertson, the Duck Dynasty folks. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, so we did an event in Woodward for the NRA, and so they asked me to paint a couple portraits of Phil and Kay, and we auctioned one of them off. They signed it, and then we gave the other one to them as a gift for coming to Woodward and visiting with us. And so it's pretty cool. You can occasionally see it in the show. It'll occasionally show up in their living room, and I actually, a guy that I work with has become friends with them since then, and he's seen it in their house. And so that's, it's a really big honor that they would, just hang it there in their home.
Well, tell us, how does that work? Do they provide a photo and you work off of that photo, or are they sitting there in front of you, or how do you get started on the portraits?
Yeah, in the case of Phil and Kay, I was provided a photo and I pulled a couple offline that we were allowed to use. In the case of Kevin Durant's, I kind of came up with something just kind of really unique on my own. You always have to be careful when you're painting from photos that you don't infringe on copyrights and things like that. And so, yeah.
Well, I encourage you to go to Chris Castor's website, and you'll see all the things that he's involved in, and also Bobby's website as well. And we'll have that information on the screen for you. Now, Bobby, soul artist, country, gospel, and you reminded me, such a rap artist that you are, okay? And to pop music. Was it just because of your general interest in all aspects of music, that's why you perform all these different types of music?
I think so. I mean, I love so many different types, and growing up, I would always try to mimic, some of my favorite singers, and so that's probably where that comes from. And I don't know. I just put my iPod on shuffle and go. I don't have a certain station or anything that I listen to, but yeah, I just love all kinds.
Well, personally, I'm kind of locked into the 60s, but that dates me. But I know what you mean about just the different pieces of music that people perform, and it takes you back to that particular time that you heard that and all. So right now, let's go back in time, if you will, and we want to go back to a version of Aretha Franklin did a song, Chain of Fools, and you will see this on Bobby Castor's website, I believe, and let's listen to it right now, live and in color.
For 5 long years, I thought you were my man, but I found out I'm just a link in your chain. Oh, you got me where you want me, I ain't nothing but your fool. You treated me mean, oh baby, you treated me cruel. Chain, 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 chain of fools. Oh, and every chain has got a weak link. I might be a weak child, but I give you the strength. You told me to leave you alone. My papa said, come on home. My doctor said, take it easy. Oh, but your loving isn't much too strong. I'm a welder to ya. Chain, 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 chain of fools. Chain, 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 chain of fools. Oh, one of these mornings, the chain is gonna break. But up until then, I'm gonna take all I can take. Chain, 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 chain of fools. Chain, 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 chain of fools.
Thank you for staying with us on City Connections today. I'm Steve Kime, and my special guests from Woodward, Oklahoma, Bobbi Castor and also Chris Castor. And I appreciate both of them stopping by the Enid Television Network studios today. We've had an opportunity to hear them perform a few songs and then learn a little bit more about the work and the things that they're involved in. So let's stay on the musical theme, Chris and Bobbi. Tell me, how's the song developed? Because it seems like there's a tag team effort. So kind of walk us through how this song's developed. Any song.
Well, I think for every artist,
It's
it
real
probably
easy, right?
looks, it's so simple, just, you know.
Step 1, 2, 3, and it's done.
That's right. Well, I think that's what makes it art is how somebody develops a song or a painting or whatever their craft is. You know, I'm sure it's different from artist to artist, but in my case, if I'm writing a song, I kind of start with the ending in mind. You know, I picture what a video would look like, how the song would sound, how it would feel, you know, just different things like that. And then I start the song. But I do think there are great things to have in a song, like a hook, a story, something that people can sing along to. But I do think it's a team effort when you have, you know, your circle of people that you trust and that have good advice. I mean, Chris will tell me if something, he'll tell me if something sounds awful.
I do tell her. And I'll just jump in here because it's sometimes hard to talk about yourself and what your process is. Like, so seeing Bobbi's process from the outside, first I'll just say, you know, I'm biased towards her, but I feel like she's a really great songwriter, really incredible songwriter. And she writes songs that are relatable to people. And so I think that's a huge thing as you write a song, is that, like, it has to connect emotionally somehow to be, you know, a popular song, to be something that people will grab onto and enjoy. And I think Bobbi has that. And what my role in that is that, you know, she writes all her songs, comes up with all the music, everything like that. And my role has been just kind of coming alongside after the fact and kind of offering advice, you know, maybe some, you know, musical advice, how the song, you know, sounds physically as a song when it's starting to be, you know, put bones to it and things like that whenever you start adding drums and guitars and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I've had the pleasure of always helping her on all the videos we do. So that's kind of been my role. But
Well, it's got to be fun and it's got to be rewarding as brothers and sisters to do this joint venture, you know, maybe to capitalize on each one's contributions or strengths, but it's got to be rewarding to have the, you know, the finished product and say, oh yeah, we were able to do that. Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate you sharing that secret formula, by the way, of doing that. Well, again, we've talked about the diversity of Bobbi and the things that she would sing, and also Chris's abilities. So we really want to kind of stretch the diversity here with our final song today. And so let's go back to probably 1970, maybe 71, with the Jackson 5, and I Want You Back, and enjoy this rendition with Bobbi Castor and Chris right now.
When I had you to myself, I didn't want you around. Those pretty faces always made you stand out in the crowd. And someone picked you from the bunch, one glance was all it took. And now it's much too late for me to take a second look. And oh, baby, give me one more chance. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go. But now since I see you in his arms, I want you back. Oh, 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 I want want you back, yes I do now. I want you back, ooh, ooh baby. I want you back, na na na. Trying to live without your love's one sleepless night. Let me show you, boy, that I know wrong from right. And every street I walk on, there's tear stains on the ground. Following the guy that I didn't even want around. Hey, hey, and oh, baby, give me one more chance. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was bound to let you go. But now since I see you in his arms, I want you back, oh, 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 oh. I want you back, yes I do now. I want you back, ooh, ooh, baby. I want you back, na, 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 na. I want you back. I want you back. I want you back. Oh, yes. And oh, baby, give me one more chance. Show you that I love you. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go, baby. Now since I see you in his arms, I want you back, oh, 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 oh. I want you back, yes I do now. I want you back, ooh, ooh baby. I want you back.
Welcome back to City Connections as we conclude our interview with Bobbi and Chris Castor. Thank you for joining us today. And I've really enjoyed the opportunity to get to meet these folks from Woodward that are passing through Enid and stopped by the television network. Bobbi, I noticed in a newspaper article recently, people had interviewed you, and I want to read this to pretty much get this right. You said, God has blessed me, but it's not because of anything I've done. I want this performance to inspire people. And Chris, then I've noticed on your website as well, there seems to be this Oklahoma down-to-earth faith kind of influence upon your life. Can you, both of you, kind of explain that, if you will, as we close our show today?
Sure.
It seems like it has an influence, I guess, is my question, on your lives and the music and your talents. And so.
Yeah, I think just our family has always been centered around, you know, whatever we're doing, whether it's working or our arts or whatever it is, that we're always doing it for the glory of God, not for, you know, our own success, our own glory, but for His glory. And so that's something that, you know, there have been exciting things that have happened over the years, and it's easy to get this picture of, you know, okay, I'm gonna get to the top, or I want to do this, I want to do this, but that stuff is so easily, you know, lost. And I think it's good. Our parents constantly remind us, you know, that to give God the glory first, and to seek Him. And when you're doing that, you know, trials still may come, but He's got everything in His hands and in His plan. And so that definitely has a big part of our music, and what we do is we always want to put that first. And we don't. Oftentimes, you know, it's hard to do that, but just to have people remind us and to remind each other, you know, yeah, this is cool what's happening, but remember who gave you that opportunity.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that, because as many of our viewers, they want to know the personal side of the guests. I mean, it's impressive to write songs and perform songs, but it opens up the window a little bit to see what our special guest is all about. Chris, let me direct this to you. This is our final question of our segment. What's next? For you?
Yeah, for me, I'm
maybe for both of you.
Yeah, I have some more opportunities to do some live paintings. The Kevin Durant event kind of opened up some cool things there. So
can you do a painting for me?
Sure.
Can I afford your services?
we can work something out. Sure. But yeah, So I'll be doing some more of that. Still making videos every day, and I know Bobbi and I have talked about some things, but not sure exactly what that'll all look like. But yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a real treat for me, for Bobbi Castor and Chris Castor, to be here at the Enid Television Network today and just to share their talents with us and represent Woodward well. But you've got the Oklahoma flavor, so you're representing the state well. And just really congratulations on Ode to OK. I think that really captures a piece of history, but it captures also a flavor of Oklahoma. And it hooked me, and you were talking about a hook in the song, and that made me pursue you all to get you here today. So
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that. Well, when we have special guests stop by the Enid Television Network, we have a little commemorative coin, and on the back side of the coin it says "Boundless, Vibrant, and Original," and that represents the the people of Enid. But I think you guys are kind of boundless and vibrant and original too.
Thank you so much.
you can
That's
put
awesome.
that. You can't spend it anywhere, but put that on your desk, and hopefully you'll be reminded of this time that you came to the Enid Television Network and got to share your story with us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And this isn't the last time, okay?
All right.
You have that open invitation to come back and keep us updated on what's going on.
Awesome.
All right.
We've had a good time.
Yeah, it's
Thank
been
you
great.
for
Thank
having us.
You're welcome. Thank you. And thank you for joining us today on City Connections. Again, it's my pleasure to bring unique guests that represent the state and our area here in Northwest Oklahoma, and thank you for being with us. Until next time, I'm Steve Kime. Make it a great day.